Hey, what's going on everyone? It's Green0 here with another Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath video commentary. That's right, we are back on Forgotten Forest because you guys loved the last game so much. I found this game here and I thought I'd give it a quick cast. I really want to jump in and do some video commentary today. I've been playing a lot of Kane's Wrath. If you guys were watching Panic stream last night, you would have seen me and Wookber completely schooling those guys. Great games as well there. They did manage to win a few, so it wasn't all a total whitewash there, but very good games. A lot of games being played online, and probably back online sometime today again. But we're going to sit here and we're going to watch this this replay because I really want to watch some replays. And I found this one here on the replay system, and I thought I'd jump in. We have s2nZo and Killer25 on Team 1 versus the Tourist and Dimitery TheTourist on Team number 2. We've seen s2nZo and Killer before. The Tourist we haven't seen before, and Dimitri's probably snuck into a VOD before, I'm not 100% sure. But some of these guys have picked their factions, so Killer25 picked GDI, and the Tourist picked Scrin, Dimitri picked Blackhand, so we're going to jump into it. It's Forgotten Forest, it needs no introduction. Let's jump over here, and we're going to see the Tourist and Dimitery TheTourist playing on the right-hand side here of Forgotten Forest. Blackhand and Scrin, so those guys there selecting their factions up. GDI for Killer25 who selected it, and his ally s2nZo has been dealt random, and he has got Scrin, so Scrin and GDI versus Scrin and Blackhand. Interesting matchup. Everything's an interesting matchup. There's so many different matchups you can have in this game. It is pretty crazy. But we have double assimilator coming out. The front player, like I always say, Jet tends to take both the spikes. He's actually constructing something else here. Let's have a look and see what this is. Is it going to be... He gets a third engineer. So s2nZo, I'm not sure what he's planning, but he has a third engineer out. Still drafting scouts as well. So still drafting scouts. They're going to have to be careful here because the Tourist is a little bit behind on his spike capture. Actually, no, he's the same speed. Yeah, pretty much almost the same speed. And, oh, geez, clutch save there. I didn't even see that. Clutch save. The other assimilator has forgotten to capture that spike. Again, these guys are obviously not like super top tier or anything like that, but I mean, VODs past have always shown us that, especially in 2v2s, you pretty much don't need good players to see a good fight as long as they're capable. And this Blackhand squad should be able to clean those buzzers up, which he will do. So is anyone going to rush? No, Tourist isn't doing too much. Dimitry TheTourist doesn't have any kind of flame craziness coming down. s2nZo does have a spare assimilator. He's actually leaving that at home. What is he doing with that? I'm not sure if there's that's for something, or did he accidentally build an extra one because he paused before he built it. Killer25 over here now is going to get scouted out by the Tourist, but that machine gun on the Harvester will gun that one down. He needs to drop his second ref. He's actually overspent a little bit, so again, not something you see from pro players. s2nZo is in the same boat. Tourist has both his ref down. Dimitri, on the other hand, again, not suffering from that kind of economic slowdown. Will be fine. Buggy Scout comes in, so Dimitri did get a Buggy Scout off. And yeah, no one's rushing. It's kind of disappointing, isn't it? It's 4 players in here. It's Forgotten Forest. You tend to see someone do some kind of play. At least one of the 4 players will do something fancy or do something to put pressure on early on, just to cause some problems for the other team. But again, the Scrin player is probably not too equipped to rush. Scrin probably don't rush. They don't rush that much. I mean, if they're going to rush, it's usually Dev Core. They don't really do much other rushes aside from that. Traveler 59 obviously has a lot more options. You can do all kinds of things with Traveler 59, engineer rushing and then disintegrator rushing. You can even go Ravagers if you're really crazy. But yeah, we're going to see these guys expand. And again, this is the similar type of MCV placement here, so they can build on the other side of the rift here as well, so it avoids one clicks because obviously Dimitry TheTourist will have access to one clicks. He's just ecoing. He's ecoing pretty crazy as well. There's 6 harvesters here. The 6 harvester will be moving to the expansion, and we have refs down here. Tourist already has a ref, and actually Dimitry has a ref as well. So wow, these guys here obviously all mid players, all deciding to just eco. It's like, hey guys, let's just eco. They're all comfortable with it. It's kind of expected. It looks like Killer25 is going to be going for the blue Tiberium. That harvester has 0 escorts. They're obviously not worried about that at all. He can see vision down here. He's got this scouting structure. Blackhand trying to shoot up the pit bulls. The buggy, which is still faster than the pit bulls, should be able to get away. Rear armor does a lot of damage. Can he get another shot off? He may. No, he's just outside range. No, he does. He stops. Oh, Dimitry TheTourist, that was not good. And the pit bull's actually getting called away here. Maybe his Harvester is under attack. Yes, yes it is. And it looks like the Tourist is taking Tiberium as well. There's 2 pit bulls here. The Harvester did not get a full load of Tiberium, which means it's not worth it. It really needs to get at least 80% of its tank, I reckon. And it's actually going to get destroyed as well if these Seekers. They should be just on a move order, not an attack order, because it's causing some of them to be outside range. And is he going to get away with this Harvester? Repair drones are chasing. Repair drones are chasing. He gets around the War Factory. Oh, and this is just where it becomes a pain. If he saves this Harvester, that is going to be clutch. No, he's not going to be able to save it. It was simply too much damage. And these Seeker tanks now going to get out of there. Although he's paying a much heavier price than he really needed to. Battle marker over there. There are bikes by Dimitery TheTourist, but they're just defending the field from that lightning spike there. And a lot of those Seeker tanks do get torn up. So now things are starting to heat up. Both players have obviously got into a lot of eco, and they're starting to get out their units now. And things all of a sudden taking a big step up here. Lightning Spike will come down. He's obviously going to try to overwhelm these Predator tanks. He does get one Predator tank. The other Predator tank is going to make a run for it. He should be fine. He should be able to get away. There's a War Factory just here, so there's repairs for him. There's a second Predator tank, and there's a tower, and he's just going to go behind it. So that is perfectly fine from him. There are bikes, of course, out by Dimitery TheTourist. I'm not 100% sure where they may be, but we'll focus on this fight down here. I can see blue units moving through the top of the map. Predator tanks are getting focused down. Killer25 needs to get these tanks here behind the War Factory, not even firing. They need to do something about that. Meanwhile, there's Seeker tanks with shields here destroying Killer25's reinforcements. Seeker tanks down here putting a lot of pressure on Killer25. Meanwhile, Dimitery TheTourist's bikes are not in the action here. Killer25 is having trouble holding on down here. Meanwhile, Seeker tanks are up here cutting off reinforcements, but they're not going into the main base. They are not going to the main base. Bikes coming now. Killer25 is going to need some help here. He's going to need some help. He's got Predator tanks, but he's being completely overwhelmed. He's being totally... He's beaconing. He is beaconing. He needs help. He needs help big time. Meanwhile, the Seeker tank army from s2nZo is moving into Tourist base here, destroying Harvesters, but at the same time, they're losing Harvesters. Phase comes down. Look at that. s2nZo saves his own Harvesters, but leaves Killer25's Harvesters for dead, who is now struggling to defend this area. Storm Column is down there, but he's losing Harvesters. Buzzer Swarm comes in. There's Black Hand Man Spam here causing problems now for the Seeker tanks. They are going to try to focus down as many Harvesters as possible. They're going to go for the Black Hand Harvesters because they're obviously got lower health. Meanwhile, Killer25 losing more to Dimitery TheTourist. There's shielded Seeker tanks in Killer25's field here. This is crazy. Both sides are hurting each other pretty badly, but it's the expansion that's paying for the guys on the left-hand side. And Shard Launch is actually done here. Wow, Shard Launch is finished for s2nZo. He's wiped pretty much almost every single Harvester for that one off the main base. Killer25 now is in a lot of trouble. Double Photon Cannon down here. s2nZo with the Lightning Spike as well. Does manage to save that last Harvester. These Harvesters will survive. Meanwhile, battle markers down here. It looks like there's still Seeker tanks here trying to take out these structures over here. And the Shard Launchers come into this base, and these guys are forced to move back. And again, it's going to be shielded Seeker tanks versus shielded and Shard Launcher ones, but they don't really have much shields left. They're going to be moving through here. s2nZo needs to start focusing down some of these units because he's just firing or whatever the hell he can. Meanwhile, he does lose his tech center over here. It did go down to the black buggy, so they're obviously enough to focus it down. And this game, not stopping, both sides moving. s2nZo just moves straight through this fight here, and he's not interested at all in sticking around. These Seeker armies are actually going to pass each other here, which is rather interesting. They should be able to fight. Yeah, he should be able to defeat these just because his has more damage, but he doesn't have much health left, does he? They're going to fall back to this base. Predator tanks are here. Killer25 is in a lot of trouble, and we got some drops down here, and he should be able to finish off the rest of these bike buggy. Can he get a Harvester kill? Yes, he gets one more Harvester kill, but that's going to be the end of Dimitery TheTourist's force here. Oh my god, those last 2-3 minutes of gameplay. Look at the damage from these guys. Killer25, there's a single Harvester remaining down here. s2nZo has 2 Harvesters. These Harvesters are actually being pulled from the main. So Killer25 has some, he's actually got 3 Harvesters up here, so he should pull them all now. s2nZo should pull all these to the expansion as well. Meanwhile, how did these guys fare? Dimitery TheTourist is fine. He's got plenty of Harvesters. He calls in C Tiberium. The Tourist not looking as good. Tib Chemplan is there for added pain. They got a lot of Tib here to harvest. Beacon's coming down now. They probably will click him. It's probably not much point clicking this ref. It's got so little health left. He's got another ref over here, so again, clicks not going to be terribly effective just because the refs are so far spread out. But Dimitery TheTourist does have some man spam. He's got full upgrades on this, and he's taken the blue tib. He's like, yep, cool, I'm going to take this blue tib. He's going to come down here, clear those guys out. Battle markers up there. It is just the buzzers. And he could actually attack with this because Killer25 does not have AP ammo. And this is going to be extremely difficult to deal with without AP ammo. Battle markers over here. s2nZo is sending out all the buzzers that he has remaining from the sold off structures just to see what's going on. The Tourist is still refining on the main. There's actually a lot of tib here. Seems Dimitri's left behind. Is he expanding? No, he's not expanding. He's just going for the blue tib. They're going to have to make a move for the middle field soon. I mean, Tourist has got plenty of cheddar. I'm not sure if Dimitery TheTourist wants to just move in on that or what is going to go on there. But whoever Harvester doing the funky chicken dance over there, he's going to want to repair that as quickly as possible, or fix that up as soon as possible. Meanwhile, he's going to actually attack down here. There are Seeker tanks up here. There's no AP ammo. There's Seeker tanks down here as well. So this is going to be a pretty big fight. But again, the Seeker tanks kind of need to be with the man spam, because the man spam is pretty hard to touch right now for those guys. Actually, it looks to be made up mostly of Cabals. So that is definitely interesting now. I mean, if it's just Cabals, it's not going to be terribly effective, because he needs obviously a lot more rockets. Actually, there's quite a few rockets in there, so yeah, no, that's going to be okay. Dimitery TheTourist has his MCV down here. Immediately deploys a Shredder turret. Is that a second? Yes, he's got 2 MCVs. Now he's moving on the cheddar over here from his allies' field. So he will be taking that just for the time being. Of course, these Seeker tanks here don't have the shard launchers, so Tourist not getting that. Although he doesn't have a tech center, but he did expand to the top. So wow. Dimitery and the Tourist. Oh geez, one click comes down. So that's going to hurt Killer even more, who really doesn't have too much to his name, does he? Does he have AP ammo? No, it's only halfway done. Far out, he's in a lot of trouble as well. And Dimitery is pushing with this army here. Was that a Tib Vane? No, it's not a Tib Vane, so he's going to have to fight this. Predator tanks aren't going to do too well. He needs to put down more towers behind these structures, but he's in a lot of trouble. There's no AP ammo. There's a few gun walkers. No, there's quite a few gun walkers coming down. That's definitely going to help him. A Shadow tank goes straight through all those infantry units there, and he gets a second shot off it as well, which causes a lot of damage. Gun walkers to come out and clean out these guys up. I think they should be okay. Meanwhile, battle over here. Too many Seekers and Disintegrators for s2nZo to handle, so he's going to have to pull back there. And meanwhile, they will be able to hold the line over here. But how long can they hold the line for? These shard launchers or shard walkers actually just going for the crush. That's fine. Meanwhile, s2nZo is going to lose his drone platform. It is, oh man, he tried to expand here. Not going to happen. He tries to phase. Oh man, he tries to launch it and phase it. Not gonna happen. s2nZo does not have a gravity stabilizer, which means his build, see you later, it is gone. All he has left, I mean, he's got all of his tech. Does he have all of his tech? That's the question. Does he have all? Oh, nice buzzer or Tiberium Hive there, just to damage anything that goes into that field. He does have all of his tech, except for Stasis tech, which is kind of important because he can't build a Mastermind without that, or Shock Troopers for the Hexapod. But again, it's not crippling. It's not crippling. He still can be okay here. He's going to fight this force here. There's no shard launchers here for the Tourist, who surprisingly these guys have been keeping pretty heavy on the tier 1. Especially for the Scrin guys here, who tend to, once they get tech, their lower tier units tend to become a bit more obsolete. But he's got shields, he's got some Disintegrators mixed in just for good measure, because that'll force obviously the engagement here. There are a few tripods here. If s2nZo can get the shield upgrade, he might be okay. He's going for an upgrade now. Meanwhile, Dimitery TheTourist has a Redeemer, but there's no flame on the Redeemer, so it's not going to be terribly damaging. AP ammo is done for these guys here, and he will be trying to cause some damage with the Rage Gen. Doesn't really do too much. Artillery is coming in though. There's Spectre artillery here. That's a big problem for him. Meanwhile, s2nZo moves some units around here, so he's got an attack force over there. It looks like s2nZo might have to get that tripod out there. He's going to engage. There's going to be a few engagements here at the same time. And meanwhile, s2nZo didn't have the best engagement path there, but now he's got reinforcements. And Tourist, great decision just to pull back there. Did his damage and then move back. He does have a tech center, so he's got one tripod, but not too many more. Meanwhile, battle markers over here. These units have moved into this base, and nothing is happening with those. Meanwhile, the Redeemer is coming in. The artillery is real, and it is firing on this base over here. But there is an engagement up here. s2nZo will be moving in with his forces here. Can he crack this base? He doesn't have too much. He doesn't have enough, I don't reckon. Actually, he might have enough. The tripods are doing a lot of damage. There's another tripod over here. If he can kill the tripods, he may be okay. There's a veteran Seeker tank there. You don't see that too often. Meanwhile, beacons over here. A lot of units going down. Killer is actually falling over here. He's falling. He can't hold this up. He's got a space command line. He's got no power. He can't actually power any of his base defenses. Meanwhile, s2nZo does kind of win out on this fight. He's got some forces left, but there's a storm column. There's a tripod. There's a second tripod. Tourist should be able to hold that back. Dimitery TheTourist causing a lot of damage here to Killer25, who really does not have much at all. He's got a Juggernaut here, but there's so much artillery coming down now, and he's got no power. He might have to sell the space command uplink because he can't actually use it. He's got no power at all. He's probably got no money as well. Meanwhile, he's doing a lot of damage over here. Most of the harvesters have been pretty much cleaned up by this force, so that's good work from him there, but he's not winning the fight at home, and he's losing this whole base area. He's going to be without a build pretty soon, and it's going to be just s2nZo, I reckon. He just doesn't have much units left. These Spectre artillery just raining down some death over here. s2nZo is forced back over here. He's moving down with his Hexapod, and it's not looking good for Team 1 here. Battle markers over there. It's just, guys, oh, we actually might lose that harvester to the to that tip field there. It's actually getting repaired and damaged at the same time, which is pretty crazy. But meanwhile, Dimitery TheTourist is just waiting this base. Killer25 really does not have much left. He puts down one more tower, but he's got absolutely no power for it. And this base area will fall. It will be going down. And Killer25, I think, is just about out of this fight. He's just about out of this fight. Engineer trying to take the husk. Huss gets sniped straight away. Spectre Artillery just causing problems. Probably didn't even need them at the moment because he's just crushed his whole base with his ground force. Meanwhile, s2nZo is moving around. He's got a hexapod. He's got some units. There's a fair bit of man spam here, or a nice chunk of man spam. But say this one tower is still going. Killer25 has surrendered. s2nZo is going to try to fight this. Rage then goes off, causes him problems. Reinforcements coming down here from the north, so he may be able to clean this up. If he can clean up the infantry, he can easily lock down the Redeemer, which doesn't have any flame on it either. And he's actually going to be moving over here. The Spectre Artillery now firing at them as well. He might have to use the phase. He does get the EMP blast off, so he could destroy the Redeemer here, but there's a lot of infantry, and it's just focusing these guys down. He might have to go for the crush. Phase field comes down, so it looks like Tourist phases Dimitery TNC's own hexapod, and or own Redeemer, sorry. And s2nZo is falling apart here. He's being attacked up here. It's closing in. There's a nuclear missile down here, but it's clearly fake if he's placing it there. Hexapod goes down, and it looks like s2nZo will fall here. So Dimitery TNC and the Tourist will win this game in I'd say it's a pretty nice mid-fight. Nothing special or fancy, but we saw the engagements we wanted to see, and that was a very nice fight there. So 14.5 minutes or so. Killer25 just really got hit for 6 in that game, and s2nZo had to do most of the work himself, but he did appear to get the most amount of eco. Dimitery down there as well. But what can I say about this game? Not too bad. Let's have a look at the team stats here. So Team 1 got 232,000, Team 2 got 267,000, so about $35,000 in it. But it's not too much spread over 2 players in a 2v2, so that was a very good game of both these players. I think s2nZo obviously did the best on his team. 2.12 kill death ratio is very nice, and it's hard to say whether Dimitery or the Tourist did the best on the other team. They did pretty much about the same, but Killer25 needed to lift his game there. But nonetheless, that was a pretty good fight. Hope you enjoyed it all. Stay tuned to my channel, and I'll bring you some more Kane's Wrath video commentary as soon as possible.